Hello my friends and welcome to another First Impressions video. Rather unusually for me, it's a real-time strategy game, but I'm not, it's not like I don't like real-time strategy games. It's just that generally speaking, they're quite burdensome on the old wrists, especially, as we get older. As us strategy gamers get older, our wrists can no longer take the 400 APM that StarCraft demands. But my understanding is that this is a bit more of a slower paced game. So we have the usual issue that the music is incredibly loud on the menu. Okay, there we go. The music being really loud on the menu is such a common issue now that I almost want to stop commenting on it. Okay. Start campaign. That seems like a good place to begin. As always, I will skip the tutorial because I have played enough games in my time to not need one. I say that, Unity a command, actually. You know what's funny? I went back and I actually went through the tutorial and it didn't even really help. It wasn't that helpful. So, there you go. Anyway. No bonus. Difficulty. Okay. Realism Options. I see what they mean by slower paced game. Your orders will not even turn up in time. Alliance with the natives. I don't know much about the American Civil War other than just a general idea of it. Alright, well let's just stick with the standard settings and let's go. Wow, this corny American music. I suppose it's period accurate or something. The Trail of Tears. This is as far as I understand this war, it's just a mess of conflicts of interest, really. As with all human affairs, it's not so simple as
house divided against itself cannot stand.
Oh.
I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. Abraham Lincoln, June 16, 1858.
I'm sure that there's
Chapter 1.
people who actually understand the history of this.
Divided.
It's probably so much more depth to it than just slave states versus not slave states.
The American Civil War. Thousands upon thousands of Americans turned against one another Brothers killing brothers. The bloodiest war America would see. One engulfing the young nation in a maelstrom. Tearing her apart.
I mean, the UK had seen so many civil wars in its history, and we are totally numbed to them.
The Americans are no strangers to war.
Especially between Scotland and England.
Declaring independence from their colonial masters, they fought long and hard for their freedom.
Freedom!
To hold true that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
An apple pie! An apple pie!
But in this pursuit, where the Americans have a divine destiny to establish on earth the moral dignity and salvation of man, war would be ever present.
Do you know what? I actually love the corny live-acted scenes. To be fair, reminds me of happier times.
Fulfilling the manifest destiny
Command and
calls
Conquer
for
days.
expansion. While pioneers cross the vast frontier, driving west in search of land,
I'm going to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by the USA.
pushed across the continent,
Space!
killing and being killed, confined in ever-narrowing territories. Novel technology and engineering feats hasten the expansion westward. Canals connect the East Coast and Midwest, followed by railroads and telegraph wires only decades later, revolutionizing the flow of merchandise, news, and people.
Wow, there's a lot to this. If this tracker bar is to be believed, this intro goes on for another, like, 4 minutes?
But not all became Americans voluntarily.
Alright, that's not cool.
Men, owned by other men, labor in shackles to feed an insatiable need for cotton and textile mills, bringing marvelous riches to some and comfortless lives to others.
Right, well, I'm going to skip this, not because it's not interesting, but simply because I want to actually show the game in the allotted time. I normally have about an hour for a first impressions video. Crack the morale of the enemy. As long as people are willing to fight, they are willing to keep their war effort alive. If the morale of either side drops below 25, then the campaign will be lost. Okay. Evenly matched. Okay, alright. So the map is quite stylized, it's a little bit difficult to see what's going on. I guess this is like a technology tree? Looks like I can just turn all these policies on if I want. Minus 78% research speed as multiple policies are being researched. Okay, so I think you want to research one policy at a time, because the penalty for doing so is enormous otherwise. Okay. You can also auto-manage them. God, this cheesy music hurts my soul. I know it's accurate, but man. Okay. Recruit a new army. So difficult to see where my armies are. This might be another game that demands the tutorial. You're in charge of planning and executing military operations. Okay, well. Oh, right, you can actually zoom right in. That's interesting. Movement not allowed pre-war. Okay, so the war hasn't started yet. That explains a lot. So I guess in this early phase of the game, you're just planning out your production and your how you're gonna build up your army and all that kind of thing. Okay. I presume that we have turns here. Oh no, we have time. Okay. The game is just paused right now. Contract 12 months. Recruitment cost 124k. Can change their uniform as well. There's not enough people available in South Carolina. I guess because there's only 454 volunteers. Okay, so that's how you recruit. I wonder how long you have to play the strategic game for to actually get involved in any battles. It's another game where I think you're probably going to have to learn the strategic game and actually play it for quite a bit before you're going to actually fight any battles. Militia Act 1. $254 days, 254 days, 254 days. 10 days. Okay. Evidently this game is way more detailed than I give it credit for. I guess just dropping into the main campaign is not something that you can actually do. Because there's historical battles as well. Okay, I'm clicking the tutorial button. Might find myself now back in the standard campaign. Sort of reminds me a little bit of EU4, in that I just dropped in the game. In the campaign mode, you're just dropped in the game and you're expected to know exactly what to do. It looks to me like the war actually has to kick off before you can do anything, so... I guess in the early game you're just loaning money and raising forces. Oh well, let's see if a good tutorial can bail me out here. And let's kill the cheesy music for a bit, so we can learn in peace. Man, I'm like 2 for 2 on games that you can't just drop in and play. Yeah, well, we've already seen the field book, so that's fine. Yeah, camera controls, of course we already know that. That's pretty normal. Okay, let me be free of the camera controls. This kind of stuff really doesn't need to be taught at all. I mean, every game has got a core gameplay loop that makes up the core of your actions. That's the bit that you need to learn most of the time. To defeat the enemy, you must defeat their morale. Okay, well we knew that. During the war, expenses will surpass profits, which means new debt is needed. Debt is issued automatically. Okay. Pretty much understood that already. Yeah, we don't really need to worry about this stuff. This is just a whole lot of information. But the question is, how do you make the decisions? Okay, well I got that far. Nation management and information. Yeah, so we're being presented with a huge amount of information here. But that's not necessarily that useful. Objectives: win a major battle. You will receive telegrams from your subordinates and cabinet throughout the game. Okay, more information. If you're a history buff, you're gonna love how detailed this is. But as a strategist, I'm sort of I'm 30 minutes in here and I haven't actually really felt like I've played a game yet. British intervention. Okay. Revenues and expenses. See, there's an auto-manage for finances. So I assume that, yeah, you can fiddle with the tax rate and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it seems like the thought is in there that you might want to just auto-manage these things and look at it later. You know, once you've got a grip on the basics of the actual battles. Okay. You may target enemy industry with your military in the game. So information here may provide some help when planning military operations. Yeah, you can see here that they've... Or you're starting at a later point here and certain things have already been researched. Here you can see the selected pre-war policies for both nations. Okay, yep, I mean, that was self-explanatory. I worked that out myself. I seem to have bigger armies in the tutorial. I'm the Department of Pennsylvania. Commanded by General Patterson. Ah. Okay. It's lots and lots and lots and lots of detail. Okay, so we promoted him. Recruit a unit. Let's pick Illinois because the number of volunteers is high. Okay, I mean, this much actually worked out by myself as well. Choose any available commander and click Assign. You can also change their weapons. That's pretty cool. Okay. Auto-generate units. Well, it seems like I can not auto-upgrade weapons now. So I've sort of broken the tutorial here. Ah, I see. You need to actually auto-generate a pile of units and then you can auto-upgrade them. But why would you do that? I mean, surely selecting your units and deciding your army composition and that aspect is the most critical aspect of any war game. Okay, same thing. Right, historical figures here for everything, potentially. Okay, I mean, so far so good, but We still haven't gotten to any actual battles yet. Here you can see every alarming event going on at any time. See the tooltips in each alarm for more information. Show campaign units and then select Army of the West. Okay. Command range and combat range. Okay. Okay, so we've been told here to build a supply depot, but we don't really understand like why that. Is that, you know, this unit has full supplies at this time. But I guess it's not receiving additional supplies. I guess supplies disappear over time. Select the town of Springfield, Missouri. Move the mouse cursor near the town on the map. Okay, so there's a whole lot of goods trading going on here. Man, 40 minutes in, and we still haven't... I should have clicked on historical battles, shouldn't I? Fleet orders. Blockade. Okay, so you can actually just move units by right-clicking them. And there's a delay in the movement. Okay, so it seems like moving the armies may be simpler than anticipated. Wow, are we finally getting to actually using armies? Okay. A rebel army is deployed near the Manassas. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. Manassas, maybe? Junction? Wow, this is a little bit clunky. Okay, there we go. Oh wow, so normal speed is actually incredibly slow. That explains a few things. Oh, the music's back. Are they moving out? Oh, I think I broke the game. This newspaper is now in the way and I can't click on it. Okay, I can press escape. This army is not moving out. This is what we have here is failure to communicate. Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's finally moving out. Once your army is in contact with the enemy army, the engagement panel opens and the game is paused. Wow, it just really took all that time to organise the units, I guess. But for now, it's time to end the campaign tutorial. And I guess that's the fight button that's greyed out. It doesn't even get you to fight a battle. Come on. You're killing me. So the tutorial just tells you how to manage the campaign screen, but doesn't actually have you fight a battle either. Let's just start a historical battle without actually playing the campaign. I am not leaving this first impressions without having played a single fight. Evidently, there's a huge amount of room for you to actually manage the whole world map thing. And I actually get it now in that when you play a standard campaign, the war has not begun. So you can't actually really do any... You're very restricted in what you can do. Which is kind of... You know, it's a little bit jarring, I guess. Okay. Got armies sort of appearing, and this kind of zoom into first person is the only zoom that seems to be available. Okay, so the question is, where is the enemy? I mean, where are they even expected? Which direction are they expected to come from? I just picked a battle at random. Okay, from where? It's very... I'm fiddling around here. If you want a unit to move, you have to wait a period of time to give it orders. This is like getting them to actually move is a struggle. Man, just getting your units to move seems to be a struggle. Okay, now they're finally moving. So there's some... Basically, you need to pre-plan what you're doing. Okay, there's the enemy. But you cannot click and drag a whole load of units. Really, well, if you select the HQ unit, you can seemingly move them as a formation. Historical, but quite unwieldy, which I guess is the point. These guys really should pull back, but I don't know how I can get them to do so. I think I just saw a messenger horse. Order them to pull back. Okay. It looks like previous orders stick around like plague. quite... It's not easy to cancel. Cancel your clicks, as it were. Okay, here comes the rest of the army. Seems very, very difficult to get your guys to actually take up positions. Because in theory, I mean, you just blockade the hill here and you should be good to go. This is artillery. Okay, sort of reminds me of Total War, but the controlling is very, very difficult. Which I think is, you know, meant to be the point. It's supposed to be historically accurate. Let's get the rest of this army to move up. Sort of difficult to actually zoom in enough to see what's going on as well. Okay, I have what could vaguely be considered the least elegant battle line I have ever done in a video game ever. Guys are just the blue guys. They're just kind of working. They're just kind of waddling into this turkey shoot from the hill. Yep. These guys are in a horrible being shot at from every direction. it's almost impossible to work out what's going on. How badly hurt are most of these units? It's very difficult to tell how much damage I'm taking compared to how much damage they're taking. Cavalry, go! You know, I just told it to go up here and then run around to get the HQ. It proceeded to ignore the crap out of me. Not being able to click and drag is a drag. I'm losing units here. They're losing units, and I can't really work out heads nor tails of what is going on here. Except that people are getting blasted. Since I'm holding all the objectives, they're going to lose this battle very shortly. I mean, I just used strategies which I know are good, which is to just simply have a high ground position and have a concave. But man, I've never felt less in control of a battle. The battle is lost. The morale of your troops is cracked. How is the battle lost? I lost 15.7% and they lost 21.9%, so they lost more units than I did. I held all the objectives. I can only guess it's because so many of these units just had morale failures, even though they're not involved in the battle in any way. Very confusing. Very confusing. Well, anyway, I guess if you're madly in love with the American Civil War, this is going to be just an amazing game for you. I did find it. You know, as always with deep tactical games, evidently there's a load to learn before you can actually play it properly. But I do wish that, you know, we could get an isometric view rather than a zoom to looking forward view. It's very difficult to sort of see what's going on and control it effectively, which may or may not be the point. It's also just really hard to tell the health of your units. I know you can click on them and actually see their resilience. Well, anyway, I guess that's it for now. It's not every game grabs me. It sort of feels like American Civil War, Total War. I think an understanding of the American Civil War is almost necessary for this game, which is something I don't have because I'm not American and I definitely didn't study it in school. So there you go. I guess we lost the battle due to a morale cascade, even though the enemy took way more losses. Probably due to just the awkward control. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you really drill down into the units and really study them and so on, then there's some really rewarding, deep and engaging gameplay to be had here. Well, filthy casual like me, it's I don't know, man. I don't know if I could fully get into it. It's so funny to me that the tutorial just basically explained to me a load of stuff that I'd already worked out, while really sort of skimping around what is the meat and potatoes of a war game, which is just selecting your units and moving them around and ordering them to attack. You know, it's obvious how you create armies and add units to divisions and so on. But actually moving them on the map and then getting them to engage in battles seems quite awkward. But anyway, that's what these first impressions are for, because this is the experience of just diving into the game head first. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.